Now, the European Commission has called for EU countries to reduce their gas consumption by up to 15% over the coming winter months amid fears Russia could stop supplies to the bloc. Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has accused Moscow of blackmailing the EU and using energy as a weapon to try and weaken support for Ukraine. She had this warning earlier. Have a listen.
To make it through the winter, assuming there is a full disruption of Russian gas, we need to save gas to fill our gas storages faster. And to do so, we have to reduce our gas consumption. I know this is a big ask for the whole of the European Union, but it is necessary to protect us. And this is why today we propose an emergency instrument on the basis of Article 122. We have two objectives. One is every member state should reduce the use of gas. And our second objective is we provide a safety net for all member states. On the reduce of gas use, in case that we have a situation that deteriorates, like the full disruption of Russian gas, we trigger an EU alert overall for the European Union. We are asking the member states to reduce by 15% the gas consumption. 15%, why? This is the equivalent to 45 BCM of gas. And with such a reduction, we can make it safely through this winter in case of a complete disruption of Russian gas.
Ursula von der Leyen there. Let's cross live to our our Europe correspondent rather, and go to Brussels, Nick Beek. Nick, good to see you. I mean, the fact remains that the EU is heavily reliant on Russian gas.
Hi, Yelda. Yeah, it certainly is. And if we cast our minds back to before the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Europe relied very heavily on Russia for gas supplies. About 40% of EU countries' gas came from Russia. And what we've seen in the recent months is President Putin being accused of weaponizing energy and reducing the supplies coming to the various EU countries. So we know that 12 countries have either faced a complete shut-off or a reduction in the amount of gas that's flowing to them, notably Germany and Italy. And so there is a warning which comes today, of course, in the midst of this heat wave, scorching temperatures in Europe. But the warning is about the winter. And today Ursula von der Leyen said it was likely that Russia could completely stop sending gas to the EU. And that's why it's asking the various countries to make this 15% reduction in the amount of gas they're using.
And Nick, I mean, it's all good and well for Ursula von der Leyen to say reduce gas or work towards reducing gas and cap it at 15%. But the other fact is that different countries have different needs.
Yeah, absolutely, Yelda. And I think we'll see this in the coming days. Various capital cities saying we can't all be treated in the same way on this key issue. If you look at Poland, it says it's got a huge reserve of gas now that it's been building up over the past few months or so. And so to ask every country to hit this target, some capital cities will say that's not achievable. So the idea is that some sort of consensus is reached in just the next week or so, because there's a big energy summit in Brussels next week where they hope to sign off on this plan. But I think there will be opposition also from industry across Europe, because already businesses are facing soaring costs, and the prospects of having to reduce their consumption is something that a lot of companies simply won't want to achieve. But if you listen to the Commission today, they're saying they need to act together, whether it's on weapons or whether it's on other things. And they're really invoking the spirit of what happened during the COVID pandemic, where after an initial slow start, when it came to the joint procurement of those vaccines, those COVID vaccines, Brussels says that the whole continent worked together really well when it was acting as one. So that's the message being sent out. We'll have to see, Yelda, whether the various capital cities agree to it.
Yeah, indeed, very much so. But one thing is clear, Nick, isn't it? That this is a wake-up call, that there needs to be alternatives regardless of what happens next.
Absolutely, and this is something that various European countries say they're doing already. The sort of irony here is that we've heard in the wake of the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, European countries are saying by 2027, so in 5 years' time, they want to have completely weaned themselves off Russian fossil fuels. So that's the plan, all well and good, because in the short term, as we've seen, they're hugely dependent on Russian supplies of gas and to a lesser extent of Russian oil. So they're looking for alternatives. We know that liquefied gas has been coming from the United States, and also over the past few days and weeks, we've seen this flurry of activity. The European Commission saying it's looking for other customers. It's looking for trusted partners, whether that's Azerbaijan, they cite as one example, or other countries that can provide some of this gas to make up the shortfall from Russia. And of course, Moscow all along is saying, you know, we are a reliable partner, we're playing our part, we're fulfilling our obligations, but simply in Brussels and other European capital cities, they don't buy that and they don't believe that.
Nick, thank you as always for all of your analysis.